welcome back to our kitchen. And we're talking about good health today, but it can be great fun and very, very good to eat. And I'm so delighted to have Chef Richard here, Richard Arnold from the Hallelujah Diet. Now, we all talked about all the good stuff we've had and the sweets, and now you have a dessert with no added sugar.
That's right. This is a fantastic dessert because, for one, it tastes delicious, but also it has no added sugar, so it's totally guilt-free. It's a great dessert for kids, and it's a great dessert, you know, after the holiday time when we've indulged so much in a lot of sweets.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So now you have frozen bananas.
Yes, these are some bananas that I just peeled and stuck in a freezer bag to freeze. It's something that I keep on hand at home all the time, is peeled frozen bananas, because I use them for smoothies or for making desserts like this.
Well, that's, you know, so if they're on special at the supermarket, you can buy a bunch of them.
Exactly.
Peel and put them in the freezer. And when children come home from school in the afternoon, you could make a smoothie with that.
This is a wonderful snack just on its own, or you can make smoothies with it, which is what I do all the time.
Okay, all right. So now this is called banana amaretto ice cream.
That's right, and it's very simple to make. You just need a food processor and some frozen bananas and a few other ingredients. What I like to do is to chop these up a little bit. It makes it easier on your food processor. So
these are still frozen?
Yeah, these are still frozen. We just took them out of the freezer. We're just going to chop them up into pieces. And I've got 4 bananas here.
Okay.
This will give you about 6 servings. So we're going to put all of these into our food processor. And you know, this ice cream is so great, and it's totally guilt-free, and it really goes along with the Hallelujah Diet's motto, which is fall in love with food again. And what that's all about is just reintroducing people to the flavors that we know and love, but using healthy ingredients. So,
okay, now what is that?
So this is some almond butter.
All right.
Now, a lot of times I'll make my own almond butter for this recipe, but in a pinch, you can definitely just use store-bought.
All right.
So what we're going to do, you know what? Let me grab a spoon here.
All right.
You just want to spoon about half a cup of almond butter.
And how many bananas do you have in there?
We've got 4 bananas in here.
All right, 4 bananas.
And we're going to do about half a cup of almond butter.
All right.
So we're just going to put this in here. A little bit more. There we go. Okay.
And then you want almond extract?
Yes, almond extract is what's going to give it that amaretto flavor.
1/2 teaspoon.
Half tablespoon.
Tablespoon?
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah. So
okay.
1/2 tablespoon of the amaretto, of the almond extract, rather. I'm sorry. So we'll just put that right in.
All right.
And then we're also going to put the same amount, another 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla extract.
Okay.
There we go. That right in there. And then spinning it up in the food processor just takes a few minutes. What you want to do is pulse it and then scrape down the sides with a spatula.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, so we're going to pulse this up.
And they were frozen when you put them in there.
That's right, that's right. They were frozen, and it just takes a few minutes to really
bananas
whip these
are
up.
very good for you, aren't they?
Oh yeah, loaded with potassium and lots of great nutrients. It's something I like to eat all the time is bananas. So just give this a few more pulses. And I've got some already made right over here.
Oops.
Excuse me.
All right.
And
this says chopped nuts if you want it for garnish.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I've got a few walnuts here. Just going to give these a rough chop. And you know, you could top this with whatever toppings you like. I like some chopped walnuts and some carob chips. And carob chips, if you haven't heard of them before, it's just a healthy alternative to chocolate chips, and they taste great. So I've got some of those there. Let me just get
And all of this can be readily available in stores. I mean, it's not some exotic thing that you have to go searching for.
Exactly. Carob chips you can find in any health food store. So we've got this really nice ice cream that I already made up, and just going to scoop some of this out here.
Oh, it looks so smooth.
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
that.
You wouldn't know that there's no dairy in this. And you wouldn't know that there's no added sugar because it tastes so good from that sweetness from the bananas and the richness from the almond butter. Almond butter gives you some nice protein in there as well.
And that's all there is to it.
That's it. Super, super simple. So we've got this. Then we'll just top it with some of our chopped nuts and a little bit of carob chips. You've got a wonderful dessert here.
Oh, how pretty. Let me put this out here along with the salad. And then people can see this. If you're looking for something a little different, you want to try something new, and you want to cut back on the sugar and the, well, junky stuff that we've all been eating, this is the way to do it, right?
Absolutely.
And the almond butter you've got here, the recipe is also included.
Yes, I've got a really easy almond butter recipe that along with the ice cream recipe that you can make the almond butter right in your food processor here. It takes about 12 minutes. So today we just used a store-bought, which you can also do in a pinch.
But you could make your own if you wanted to.
You can definitely make your own. And that's what I normally do when I make this.
All right, now, people live hectic lives. We're all busy, and it takes time to prepare. And the good old days when people had dinner together and sat down, and they're sort of gone by the wayside.
Yes,
but we still need to strive to eat healthy foods.
Definitely. You want to feel good. You don't want to be getting sick all the time. You want to have lots of energy, and eating healthy foods is the best way to do that.
All right, now let me ask you something, Richard. A lot of people say, well, it isn't only the time, but to eat healthy is more expensive.
How
do you address that? What do you tell people that?
When I think about it, if you think about the time that you'll spend, having to go to the doctor when you get sick, and if you could avoid that by just, eating some healthier foods, really, it makes a lot more sense.
All right, now it is wintertime. What do you suggest for people who are not, really knowledgeable, and they certainly don't want to go on a diet that has no meat or anything in it? You're not going to find many people who are willing to make that drastic change. What do you suggest to help stay healthy, especially if you have children in school? What are some of the things? You mentioned the freezing of the bananas.
Just trying to incorporate more fruits and vegetables into your diet, especially raw fruits and veggies, because that's really how you get the most nutrients and really boosts your immune system the most is from your raw fruits and veggies.
So now if you were to freeze bananas, and say your child comes home from school in the afternoon, they could reach in the freezer and pick out a frozen banana, but what would you do with it?
Well, they could eat it just like that.
But I know you make smoothies.
I love to make smoothies.
What do you put in your smoothies?
I put frozen banana and usually some almond milk or rice milk with any other frozen fruit, but whether it's blueberries, strawberries, and then I like to put for myself some greens in there as well. I'll sneak some spinach in.
You're kidding.
And you know what? It's great to do for the kids because they won't taste it at all. They won't even know it's in there, but it gives them their green veggies in there. So it's a great way to sneak it in, is to put it in smoothies for the kids.
All right, so the Hallelujah Diet is what?
The Hallelujah Diet is a plant-based diet that is primarily fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. And it's a great way to feel good and allow your body to heal itself naturally. And the motto for the Hallelujah Diet is to fall in love with food again. And what that's all about is just reintroducing you to the flavors that you know and love, and a lot of new and interesting flavors as well, but while using healthy ingredients so that you feel great when you eat the food.
So it's important to shop with that in mind.
Yes, definitely.
So you would want people to have kale, to have squash.
Kale, squash. Yeah, those are great to eat. All sorts of raw fruits and veggies are wonderful, and also cooking them too. Tomatoes, broccoli.
But you don't want to overcook.
Right.
Until stuff is limp, because that's when you lose your nutrients.
Exactly.
Am I right?
You've got it totally right, Peggy. Yeah. When you cook the foods, you cook out a lot of the vital nutrients.
So you want to cook your vegetables, and then here's the chef you want to cook them just, what, barely?
Well, you know, it depends on the dish. Sometimes, you know, I'll cook a veggie completely through. Other times I, you know, only cook it part of the way, and other times I like to serve it raw. It just depends. But, you know, if you're incorporating some cooked veggies in as well, that's still good. You're still getting some nutrients, but the living enzymes are really what you get in the raw veggies.
Okay. So now this banana amaretto ice cream recipe and the almond butter recipe are on here, plus the wintergreen salad with roasted squash and wild mushrooms, and that's a delicacy. And these, of course, we'd love to share with you, thanks to the Hallelujah Diet people. And if you'd like them, the recipe number is 853-853, and we'll be delighted to send them to you. If you can send us a self-addressed stamped envelope, it certainly helps us. And send it to the Peggy Denny Show, Post Office Box 1616, Greenville, South Carolina, 29602. And we will be so happy to share. Now, talking about good health, and we're in the time, you know, there's flu and colds and all these things, and kids go to school and they come home with things. What can we do to help so that we can hopefully stay healthy? Fruits and vegetables.
Great question, Peggy. Yep, it's all about eating foods that will help boost your immune system, especially this time of year with the change in temperature.
Yeah.
A lot of people, you know, we get the sniffles, we get colds. So, you know, as many foods as we can eat that help boost our immune system, you know, all the better that we're going to feel. And, you know, eating raw veggies and raw fruits is such an amazing way to do that.
And so the idea of putting I'm thinking about kids coming home from school in the busy household, and maybe the mother isn't there. You freeze the bananas.
Yeah, peel the bananas and then just stick them in the freezer, and then you've got them ready to go whenever you want to use them.
And what would you put with it? I mean, if you have a child coming home from school and they open the freezer and they get out the banana, what else could they put with it?
Well, you know, you can either blend it up in a smoothie, or you can have some, you know, chopped raisins, chopped dates, chopped nuts. Anything would go really well with it.
And of course, this is good for anybody. But if you make these things at eye level, you make them handy, they're more apt to go for that than for the candy bars and the colas and the what I call junk food.
Exactly.
And everybody turns over this new leaf. I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to stop smoking, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to do all these things. But even if just a little bit makes a difference.
It does. It does, 100%.
And you are an authority, really, on good health and good eating, because they go hand in hand.
They do. They really do. You know, at the Hallelujah Diet, we're all about, you know, making delicious, flavorful food that also makes you feel great, and that's what the motto "Fall in Love with Food Again" is all about.
So the Hallelujah Diet, here they are, and they're yours, free for the asking. And I'm sure you have hundreds of recipes. We
do. We have quite a few.
Have you ever done a book?
I haven't yet, but you know, it's in the works.
You're working on it.
I am working on it. I probably have more than enough recipes to fill one. It's just a matter of tweaking everything and putting it all together. So I'm working on it, though, for the upcoming year.
When you get that book, will you come back and we'll show people the book? And
I would love to.
Anytime.
I would love to. Thank you so much, Peggy.
Because we need to really think about what we do, and eating well is all the help we can give ourselves. We need it.
Definitely.
Don't just put away the junky stuff and the sweets and go for something like, and you know, keep apples, keep the bananas in the freezer. Let these things be at eye level. And when your kids come home and they're hungry, they'll reach for some of that. And some of it is habit. It's what we get used to.
That's right.
I hope you'll come back.
I will. I would love to.
From the Hallelujah Diet, falling in love with food all over again, Chef Richard Arnold. And the recipe number for this was 853, and we'll be so happy to share it with you. So thank you for being a part of today, and thank you for
Peggy.
coming. And I'm going to try that recipe at home.
Yes, please do.
Okay. We'll see you next time.